Speaking of injuries, if this guy can stay healthy for 17 games, look out. Calijah Kancey, he thinks he can lead the league in sacks. And Todd Bowles wasn't necessarily buying that, but he wasn't really dismissing it either. He said he could get close. That's right. If Calijah Kancey can skip the whole calf injury thing at the beginning of camp and the preseason like he's had the last 2 years, his first 2 years in Tampa Bay, and just be healthy and play all 17 games, I think he's a double-digit sacker, and I think Josh Capo is wrong. He's got Kancey down for 9 sacks. And again, this might be figured into injury, right? You look at this at the pass rush snaps and all that. But you know what? He's a baller, man. This guy is a player. He's only going to get better. And you know, Matt, when you have, and let's be real, the front four of Joe Trine-Shoyinka, Yaya Diaby, Vita Vea, and Calijah Kancey is not nearly as dangerous as the front four of Hassan Reddick, Yaya Diaby, Vita Vea, and Calijah Kancey. That one upgrade out of your front four is a huge one to get a proven pass rusher against a guy who was always a step away in terms of getting to the quarterback in Joe Trine-Shoyinka. So who are you going to double?
Right.
Who's going to get, the extra attention? If this team can get better on the back end in terms of locking down receivers, not giving up as much cushion, forcing quarterbacks to hang on to the ball an extra half second or an extra second, this guy is the closest guy to the quarterback. He has the shortest path to get there, and he's faster than Vita Vea. So this guy, Calijah Kancey, should be getting double-digit sacks. He has that capability, and I know he's really dangerous. But if I'm the quarterback or if I'm the center, I'm rolling my double team towards Vita Vea every time, just because Vita's a monster. He's the guy that you have to double team because of his size and strength and power. Calijah Kancey is the guy you roll the dice on with one-on-one. If you try to double team him, and you leave Vita Vea one-on-one, he's going to collapse the pocket and is not going to be good for the quarterback. So I see Calijah Kancey he's got him knocking on the door with 9. I think he kicks the door down and gets double digits this year. I think it's at least 10.
I'm in full agreement. This is the one I saw, and of course, love Josh Capo, and he's so important to what we do. But this is the one I was like, wow, not double digits for Calijah Kancey, even though he, dominates when he's out there. And Calijah Kancey kind of defies logic because we, as you just mentioned, like we all know what makes Vita Vea great. It's his size, his strength, his speed, and everything like that. Calijah Kancey does not look like a defensive. He's not a menacing looking defensive lineman, defensive tackle. But he's got the speed to absolutely, when I say blitz, I don't mean he's blitzing from the linebacker position, but just blitz through, the offensive line in 2.5 seconds, sometimes even quicker than Vita Vea. I don't want to see Calijah Kancey at all during training camp. I know he has to practice and things like that, but I don't want to see him at all because the only thing that's stopping him from being an absolute menace and someone that can terrorize the entire league is being healthy at the beginning of the season and really getting it going. I do believe it's going to be a trickle-down effect across the board for the Bucs defense, whether it's Hassan Reddick getting a little more attention, whether it's the linebackers doing a better job in coverage, the revamping of the secondary, which we'll talk about in a little bit. It really impacts everybody. The only chance teams have with the front four of the Bucs, because they do have to double team Vita Vea, the only thing they have really is that if you have a guard that is quick enough to stay with Calijah Kancey but has the size, well, then the advantage goes to the guy with the size. But not too many teams have that, and he can go against bigger guys too and still get the job done. I'm not going to say Calijah Kancey's like the next Warren Sapp or anything like that, but I think he could be the next defensive tackle that could, he led the team in sacks, but, make double digit after double digit after double digit and, be in the running for a sack leader, which obviously Calijah Kancey believes in. I think the sky's the limit for this guy. Like we talked about Yaya kind of having to prove that he could be the guy in year 3. Calijah Kancey's already proven it in his short career. He's got to prove that he could just stay healthy because at times he looks unstoppable. We have a $1.99 super chat from Uche Ebo. Thank you for the super chat. Says,
appreciate it.
Can Calijah surpass Vita Vea this year? Well, he surpassed him in sack numbers this year. I think he certainly, like, production-wise, can surpass Vita Vea. My question, though, really would be, can Calijah Kancey get it done without the help of Vita Vea getting all of that attention? Because we know Vita Vea can get it done regardless of who's lining up next to him. But I think a lot of people benefit way more from having Vita Vea in there than I think people realize. Like, Vita Vea's importance is just as much not on the stat sheet as it is with his numbers. So that would be my big question for Calijah Kancey.
I think you nailed it, man. I agree with you. I think that's spot on. And I think in terms of, like, maybe if you're talking about like league recognition, like Pro Bowl and all that, I think the key for him is double-digit sacks. It's just Calijah's got to get to double digits to really elevate his profile. The other thing, too, is what we've said about Baker Mayfield, helping his campaign for NFL MVP. Same thing for anybody who want to go to the Pro Bowl. Show up in week 2, dominate the Houston Texans in prime time, start the momentum meter early in the season, right? And then every time you're in prime time, come through against the Lions, against the Rams, against the Falcons. Show up in those big primetime games when everyone's watching. That's going to help your cause.